everybody. So today we're going to be doing a live about how to motivate you starting the new week, because on the weekends mostly you're just gonna relax, but when it comes back to keep doing homeschool, you need a little motivation to do that. So this is where we come in. So we're gonna be playing at the park, and Mom's gonna tell you about motivational stuff.
Good morning, you guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. I know sometimes we just struggle with being motivated on Monday, not just as homeschool moms, but just in general, just people in general, right? So I just wanted to get on here and speak to you guys for a little bit, because I know how difficult it can be sometimes when you're trying to homeschool. You know, you're already a mother, you're homeschooling, you have to take care of all of the household tasks. You have to be there for your husband, your family. Some of you have to work, and it's just so much. And I know sometimes we feel so overwhelmed and just not motivated. And you know, I'm here to say it's okay. We've all been there. And sometimes we have days where we're not doing everything on the schedule. And I know some of you guys have told me, like, you guys have felt discouraged because of that, because you feel like you're trying your best, but you're not getting everything done, you know, like you want. And so you kind of feel like you're falling behind and you're not sure if you're doing the right thing. And I just want you just to tell you guys to, like, look, take it a day at a time. Every day doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you're trying your best, you know. Even if you are trying to, if you're one of those people that are trying to stick to a schedule and that schedule is just not working for you, maybe that's not the right thing for your family. Like, I feel like sometimes as homeschooling families, we're always trying to compare ourselves to the next homeschooling family. We're always like, we're always worried, like, oh, they're doing more and I'm not doing as much. Maybe, you know, I should put my kids in public school because of that and all of that. And it's like, no, don't compare your family situation to anyone else's family situation, because we're all different and our homeschool looks a little bit different. Like today when I woke up, I was not feeling motivated at all. Like, I didn't really want to get out of bed or anything like that. And so I was just like, let's go to the park. And sometimes that's needed. Sometimes you just need to be out in nature, sit outside, enjoy the park, or go on a nature walk with your homeschoolers and keep shaking things up. Like, if you feel like you woke up today and you're in a rut, okay, you don't have to stay home and do whatever's causing you to feel that way. Sometimes you just need a refresh. Sometimes we have to change up the curriculum. Or like I said, get outside. Hey, Mama.
Hi, I got the waters.
Thank you, baby. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Mama. Sometimes we just have to get outside with our homeschoolers, let them get some fresh air and give us some fresh air, because we be needing a breather. I know a lot of you guys have way more kids than I do. I just have 2, Ava and Abby, but I know some of you guys have like 7, 8 kids that you're homeschooling at once, and I could only imagine how overwhelming that is, because with just 2 kids, sometimes I'm overwhelmed as a homeschooling mom, and trying to juggle all the responsibilities as a homeschooling mom, as a wife, as you know how it is as a mom. You literally have to be everything for everyone, and you know, sometimes that's a lot. Sometimes that's really a lot. And I just don't want you guys to feel down. I know some of you guys message me like, it's because of you, I haven't given up yet. You make me feel like it's not possible. And every day for me is not a perfect day. I've never got on here and said, you know, I'm perfect, we're the perfect family. Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome.
I'm perfect, we're the perfect family, or anything like that. Like, we all have bad days, and it's okay. So some of the things I like to do when I get up and I'm feeling like today is just not a homeschool day, whether we're going outside, doing a nature walk, other times we like watch TV shows and go to different field trips. You may want to go to a field trip to different museums, just anything to where you can kind of switch up your daily routine and get your kids out of the house. Um, I see that comment. I'm not really sure what you're saying. But yeah, anything you can do to get your kids up out of the house and just start fresh. This is a new week, and like when I start a new week, typically I like to start with like new motivation and a fresh start, and let's just go hard, you know. And I know that sometimes we just get tired, even if we have the best intentions when we wake up. By the time it's time to like get going, we're just like, oh my goodness, I can't do it today. And if that's how you're feeling today, like I said, it's totally fine to feel that way. Um, so if this is your first time coming across me, hi, I'm Angela, and I'm a homeschooling mom of two girls, Ava and Abby. Abby is Abby's 9, and Ava is 11 years old. Abby's the one back there with the sweater, and then that's Ava there. And I have been homeschooling them since the very beginning. So they've never been to any form of public school. They've always been homeschooled. And then for me personally, I was also homeschooled in high school. So I kind of did both. I did public school for elementary and junior high school. And honestly, I could not wait to get out of public school. Like, I couldn't wait to be homeschooled. And when I finally got the opportunity in high school to be homeschooled, I hurried up and hopped on that opportunity. And so I knew that's exactly what I wanted for my girls. And in the beginning, my husband, he was not on board. He did not want us to homeschool, and he would be like, you know, no, like I want my kids to go to public school. And so I kind of like weighed the pros and the cons with him, and I was just like, honestly, one of my biggest things with public school is not just what they're teaching, or what they're not teaching, because I feel like what they're teaching I don't agree with, and then a lot of things they're supposed to be teaching they don't teach, right? That's one aspect of it, but then the other aspect of it is the safety. And I just like, so we used to live right like an hour away from Uvalde, and it's so crazy because when they had that school incident, I was just like, oh my gosh, like that's so close to home. And I was just like, thank God my kids are not in a public school, because I couldn't imagine dropping them off and not being able to pick them up. You know what I mean? And it's scary. And I understand like some parents, they don't have a choice. Like they have to go to work, and they don't have anyone else who can watch their kids. They don't have anyone else who can um they have no other way that they can homeschool. And I get it's not for everyone. Like sometimes depending on your circumstance, you just cannot do it. Now there are some moms who homeschool, and they are single parents. They work full time, and what some of them do is they'll leave their kids with their grandparents or an aunt or a friend, and then they'll just homeschool them after work and on weekends, because like I told you guys before, you don't have, homeschool doesn't last all day, so you don't have to feel like it's a 8-hour commitment. Most people homeschool within 30 minutes to 2 hours a day. Especially if you have young kids, you can homeschool them in like 30 to 45 minutes. And if you do that every single day, not only will they end up knowing everything they need to know, a lot of the times they will be above grade level because of that one-on-one attention that you're giving them. Yeah, so I would definitely say that's one of the main reasons why I homeschool. It was for safety. It was because of me not agreeing with what the schools were teaching. And then also I feel like, so the kids, they're young, and this is the time you get to, thank you mama, this is the time you get to really bond with them and love on them, because after a while, you know, they're not going to be with us. And I just feel like this is our time to suck up all of this the extra hours and the extra minutes, because we're not going to have this forever. They're going to be, you know, gone soon. Like I said, my oldest daughter is 11, and the first 11 years flew by, and I expect for the next 11 to do exactly the same. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I just want to just cherish the time, make memories. I kid you not, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of of pictures and videos in my phone of my kids because I want them to grow up and like look back on this and be like, wow, we had an amazing time. So when I was growing up, I kid you not, my mother took no pictures. I have no idea how I looked as like a young child. I literally, I think I was like 12 or 13 when I started getting those old school disposable cameras that you would get from the drugstore, CVS, Walmart. And I started taking pictures because I was like, man, I ain't got no pictures. I don't know how I look. When it comes to baby pictures, I've seen 2 baby pictures my whole life. And besides that, the next pictures I have is the ones I started taking when I was like 12 or 13. So my mom, she had 6 kids and she was busy raising us, but she literally didn't take any photos. And so I was the complete opposite. I was like, man, I gotta do I got to do so much better, and I just went crazy. So yeah, I have so many pictures and videos of them because of that. And you guys comment and let me know if that was the same experience for you guys. Were you guys like did you grow up in a household where your parents were like always taking pictures, or they just never took anything and you just have no clue? Because that was my experience. I have no clue of how it looked as a little kid, and it really does suck because I have 2 little girls and I don't have any pictures to like compare them against, like, oh, you kind of looked at me at this stage or at this stage, you looked like me, because I have nothing, and that really does suck, to be honest. But it is what it is. Like, what can you do? We don't choose our parents. Oh man, in a garage. Wow. Well, you're gonna have to get out that garage and and go outside so you can get better reception. But yeah, you guys comment down below and let me know what you guys have planned for the day. My homeschoolers, there's 2 online programs that they use. They use Night Zookeeper, and that really helps them with like vocabulary, spelling, language arts, and like writing and stuff. And then they also use Synthesis, and that's like a Elon Musk math program that they use, and that really like break down maths in short little segments, and they can really like, when they get the concept, it'll move on to like harder and harder math, and they absolutely love those programs. For the Night Zookeeper, I think I pay like $15 a month, and then for Synthesis, I pay $55 a month. And just so you guys know, you don't have to pay for different things that your homeschoolers are doing or different programs that are out there. I choose to because I just like them better, but there's definitely free programs out there that you can utilize and save money. Because I know some of you ask, like, how do you homeschool if you have a small budget? Is it even possible? And honestly, the answer is yes, it's possible to homeschool on a budget. Hey, Mama.
Hi, Mom.
What are you guys playing?
We're playing an imaginary game.
Okay. Yeah, so it's possible to homeschool on a budget. And so like when I first started, I was never spending a whole bunch of money. I would shop at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target, Five and Below, and then I would get a few items from Amazon. And then when we would go to do like different field trips, like say you go to the museum or something, usually they have different like pamphlets and stuff that you can take that your homeschoolers can do later. And I would get stuff from there. So I tried to do it as low cost as possible, so it wouldn't cost so much, especially I would say for the first 3 years, as low cost as possible. After that, I started to buy certain programs to keep my kids engaged, and I just really love the way they're teaching the kids in short segments so your kids don't really get bored, and it's just so entertaining. It's almost like social media, how we like scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. The programs are kind of like that. They're really short. It keeps your kids' attention, and they learn what they have to learn. And so I don't know if you guys test your kids every year, but I test my kids twice a year to make sure that they're on grade level. And so in Texas, I live in Texas, and it's not required that I do that, but I do that just to make sure. And with the programs they do and their curriculum, which I kind of pull from all over the place. They're always testing right where they need to be. And Ava, she's been an avid reader since she was like 3, no joke. And so the last test that she did for the reading comprehension, I forget how many questions is on there. I want to say maybe 50 or so. And so afterwards, I was like, I want to say she probably missed 4 of the answers. And I was like, how did you miss that? All you have to do is go back into the read section and read it and get the answer out of there. And she was like, I didn't even know you could go back. Are you kidding me? And I was like, wow, you answered all the rest of the question like by memory without even going back to double check. And that was really impressive that she passed without even knowing that she can go back and check. And so when I say that the programs work, they really do work. And not just that, literally a bunch of hands-on, what am I saying? Being hands-on with them, like actually you as the parent teaching them. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be long. If you do 30 minutes a day, that will benefit a child like 5 and under. 30 minutes a day. I would say maybe between 5 and 8, an hour to an hour and a half. Hands-on, and after that they're good. It does not take all day, and like some of us watch movies longer than that, if you know what I mean. So don't feel like, oh my goodness, homeschooling is like, it's going to be too much, it's too overwhelming, because it's not that bad. You can trust me on that one. It's not that bad. I've been doing it since Ava was 3 years old, because like I was telling you guys, my husband, he didn't want me to homeschool, so I had to prove before she needed to go into pre-K that she like knew a bunch of stuff. So I started her out at 3 years old, and by the time she was 4, she knew everything she needed to know for pre-K and kindergarten, and that's how I could basically win them over. So if you're in that situation and your mate don't agree and they don't want you to homeschool, I would suggest that you start taking that into your own hands, and just start teaching your kids, and then hopefully you can win them over when they start to see how advanced your kids are. What's up, Mama?
I'm just thirsty.
Okay. Are you guys hungry yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna head back to our RV in a second. If you guys don't know, we do live in a RV resort. We live in our travel trailer full time. We've been in our travel trailer now for over a year. It's been like a year and I want to say 3 months. Yeah, like a year and 3 months. And so far we've been to Arizona, we've been to Dallas, then we went back down to like San Antonio area, and now we're here in Houston. And so I was begging my husband for years, like, come on, please, I want to live in an RV or a travel trailer so bad. And he was totally against it. He would not budge. And I was like, come on, like imagine we could be on the road with our homeschoolers, how much hands-on learning they can do, how much they can see. He was totally against it. But finally, his job started moving around, and he was going to like hotels, and I was like, you know how we could be together, we could save money, and we could just do this, and every time you travel, the whole family can go. And basically, because his job situation changed, it made our situation change to where he agreed to it. So we got our travel trailer and we left Texas. We started in Texas, left Texas. We went to Phoenix, Arizona, or right above Phoenix, Arizona, but I forget the city we were in. I kind of wanted to move up to Flagstaff, but we didn't do that. We did visit up there, and it does snow up there, so it was super pretty and nice. And then we went to Dallas. I forget the city we were in Dallas too, but it was super like outskirts, and it had so many horses, like for miles, just miles and miles. Driving home, there was so many horses. When I tell you, one of the most beautiful areas ever, it was super nice and pretty. That was a loud plane. Yeah, so, well, right now, well, anyway, let me stop. I get so sidetracked so easily. So yeah, Dallas, and then by San Antonio, San Marcos area, and then now we're in Houston. I've never lived in this part of Houston before. I've lived on the outskirts of Houston before in Stafford by like Sugar Land area, but I've never lived here before. So this is my first time in this area, and I absolutely love it. The next time we move, it's going to be on our own land. Like, that's what I'm saving up for, because that's been my dream. So I wanted to have our trailer so we can travel whenever we want to, but then I also want to have our own land. I want to have our own I want us to get our own little homestead, and for my kids to get their little animals and stuff. They want dogs, goats, sheep, chickens, and fish and turtles. So those are the animals we're planning on having at our homestead. And I'm not really a big animal person, honestly, but my kids, they cannot wait to get some animals. So I'm gonna let them live their best life. What I'm excited about is being able to like bake my own food and can stuff and like do all of this homestead and stuff. Like, that's been my dream, because I feel like the food at the grocery store has such poor quality, and I just don't want to be consuming it forever. I feel like, yeah, it's been long enough. So I'm excited to like grow my own food and to be making my own bread, making my own jelly jams. I saw some people online, they were even canning eggs and vegetables and stuff. And so I'm like so into it. I've been watching videos like crazy, and I can't wait until that's my reality. Hey, hi homeschool mama. Time will fly by before you know it will be. Right, thank you. I appreciate that encouragement. Like, when I tell you it's been my dream for years, it's been years. And honestly, the first, I guess, few years, I had to get my husband on board. And then once I got him on board, now these things take time. We had to buy the trailer. So then it's like you save up, you buy one thing, and then you have to save up again for the next thing and the next thing. So I'm like, okay, we have the trailer. Now next is gonna be our land. And so I'm praying that it happens this year. And obviously, I'm gonna be taking you guys along with me, so you guys can see experience it with me. My kids are excited because they're going to be making a tree house, and we're going to do it from scratch. And like getting the wood, they're going to paint it, like the whole nine. And so I'm really, really excited for them to like document that whole process. It's such a process, but it's worth it. Yes. Wait, so do you have a homestead, homeschool mama? Yeah, and that's how I feel. Like, I know it's gonna be worth it at the end, because it's like my ultimate dream. Like, some people, they have dreams to like, I want to be in a mansion, and I want to have all this money and do all this extra stuff, and that's just not me. My dream is just be with my family on our land, minding our own little business, chilling, relaxing. Like, that's my ultimate peace, that's my ultimate happy place. And even like, so right now currently we live in an RV resort, and no, it's not my land, but me being able to like be in our trailer, like I feel like we're halfway there, but be in my trailer and be with my family all the time is still my ultimate peace. So like, I'm literally at peace in my life right now, and I absolutely love it. And it took some work to get here, because I've been through a lot to reach this space in my life, and I'm just happy that this is finally my reality after years. I would say, yeah, like I told you, years of asking my husband, and then finally, we're here. We have a camper and travel for our husband travel. Okay. And we also have a home on our own small pot. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Yeah, and that's basically how we started traveling, is because of my husband's job. And at first it was like local, and it wasn't moving, and all of a sudden when it started moving, I was like, babe, we can save money on hotels and travel and all that if we just do it together as a family. And it just worked out. So I'm so happy. I felt like everything aligned and worked out for a reason, and so yeah, I'm enjoying the process. I know it's going to happen. Like I said, this year, that is our ultimate goal. And so I want to have like a little garden, but the problem with me is I can't keep nothing alive. And when I say, it's so embarrassing. When I say nothing, like I can't even keep the cactus alive. And so I'm gonna be relying on my mother-in-law to help me with the garden, because when I say she has a green thumb, she has at least, how many plants would you say she has?
Like 20?
I would say way more than 20.
Oh yeah, like
29 or something like that.
29?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's more. But anyway, she has such a green thumb and she knows how to keep everything alive. So I'm going to have her there helping me to figure out what I'm doing wrong, help me to grow my food, and obviously teaching the girls. And that's obviously going to be part of their homeschool curriculum, is growing their own food and knowing how to take care of the plants and everything. I'm going to be more, I guess, on the inside. You want to say hi?
Hola.
You know, I want to be more on the inside, doing the canning and the baking and the cooking. And I'm like always following people who are always making all these all natural recipes and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, just speak it into existence. And I'm going to be there soon. Girl, I was the same way. No, vlogs, however I still... Yes, killing houseplants. Oh my god, I've killed so many. Like, when I tell you, it's so frustrating, because I've told my husband before in the past, like, don't buy me any flowers because they're just gonna die. So then he started buying me plants, and I try my best. Sometimes I water them, they'll die. Then I'll overwater them, they'll die. Then I'll try to do less water, and I guess it's too little, and they still die. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I cannot get it right. But it's so funny, I've heard the saying before that they said that if you can't keep a plant alive, you're not ready to get married. I don't know if you've heard that before. And I was like, if I had to live by that, I would not be married, because I can't keep a plant alive. I can keep the kids alive, I can keep the pets alive, but not a plant. He said, I can grow all our vegetables, but a cactus will certainly die. And you know what? It's so funny. My daughter Ava, she had a cactus for, how many years did you have that cactus?
Like 3?
She had a cactus for 3 years, and it was so green and it looked healthy and everything. The way it died is she left it outside in the middle of like a Texas storm, and it kind of just got washed away like a bunch of water, and the remains was just like nothing, and it was over. But she kept it alive for 3 years. I kid you guys not. I bought a cactus the same time she got her very first one, and mine probably lasts, what, 2 months, 3 months? I don't even know. I don't know. And she knew exactly when to water it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a cactus. Let me, try not to overdo it. But it didn't matter what I did. I killed it. I got another one, killed that one. I'm just like, it's just not for me.
Ava has a green thumb.
He says, she may be your gardener. Right. I'm going to have her, look, she may have her grandmother genes. I may have her grandmother teach her everything we need to keep our homestead going, because I just don't think I'm the right person for the job. And sometimes I feel like we just got to accept our limitations. We just got to accept our limitations and say, hey, this ain't for me. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna give it my all, and I'm going to try. I'm gonna be a part of the whole process in the planting. I'm gonna try to learn, and I'm going to try. But if it still doesn't work between Ava and my husband, he also has a green thumb, so they're gonna be able to keep it alive. And he gets his green thumb from his mother too, so I'm sure we'll be fine. I can't wait though to like come here and show you guys our garden and show you guys everything we're growing and what we're doing. I can't wait. Super excited for that. What do you guys have planned for today? We're about to like head inside in a minute. They haven't even had breakfast yet. It's 10:31 here in Texas. So they're gonna have breakfast, and then they're gonna do their chores. Usually after breakfast they do their chores, and then we start the homeschooling process. And we didn't do much homeschooling last week because Abby, she came down with a whole cold. and she was totally under the weather. And then so this week, you know, we're basically kind of starting fresh and trying to get into routine. And that's why I was like, come on girls, let's like get up and let's go for a walk, let's go to the park, like let's get our exercise in, our morning sun. And then I feel like every time you go outside right in the beginning, early in the morning, it kind of sets the tone for your day. You just feel, you know, you feel happier, you feel more energized. And so that's what we're doing out here. But yeah, so we're gonna eat breakfast, do the chores, and then we're gonna start homeschooling. And then after homeschooling, I'm gonna do some work on my computer, and they're probably gonna watch cartoons and chill. Y'all know how it is. So for me, once my homeschoolers are done doing their work, they could go watch TV, they could come back to the park. So one thing about our RV park here is that they have a bunch of friends. A lot of them are also homeschool kids, so it works out.
Like most of them, like the majority of them.
How many of your friends would you say is a homeschooler?
Only like 3 go to school.
3 go to school, but how many of it? How many is it altogether?
We have out of 100, I would say 96.
So 90% of them are homeschoolers?
Yeah, basically.
Wow. So yeah, so here they have a lot of homeschool friends. And so before we came to this RV park, I was like praying, and I was just like, please, let's go somewhere where they can like make friends and sorry about that. Let's go somewhere where they can make friends and where they'll be happy. And I'm so happy that I found a place where there's actually homeschool kids, a bunch of them. They all get along, they're all different ages, and they like really have a great time. And then, like I said, it's not just homeschool kids, but the kids who do go to school, they like, everybody plays well, everybody's nice, respectful, and they have an amazing time. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I prayed for. So I was so happy about that. Okay, it's freezing here, and we cancel homeschool today because we all we stayed up too late watching the Super Bowl. That's so funny. My daughters, they stayed up late. I was like, y'all can stay up late if y'all want to, but I'm going to sleep, because they like to stay up late and I like to get up early because that's when I have me time, right? And so they literally stayed up later than I did, and I was like, it's fine. So usually I wake them up around 7:30, but today I think it was 8 or 8:30 when I woke them up, because I was like, I know y'all gonna be a little bit tired, I'm gonna give you a little bit more sleep. But yeah, I have to get up early because that's the only time of day where I can get some me time, some peace. Usually when I get up, I'm praying, and then I listen to my motivational stuff to get me like pumped up and ready for the day. Stuff that's really like encouraging and everything. That's what I'm listening to. Hi, Leslie. Getting in a park like that is gold. Right, yes. And so we've been to, oh my goodness, how many RV parks have we been to?
Well, I think 6. No, not 6. Let's see. When we first got our RV park.
So we started off in Arizona, so that was 1. And then we moved to Dallas, 2. Then we moved by Austin, San Marcos, 3, and then here 4. So this is our 4th RV park.
That's close. Right.
This is our 4th RV park. And you're right, it's gold. Like all the other ones, I don't think they really came across homeschool kids, right? No. So all the other ones, they didn't come across homeschool kids. And so being here and like them having a whole community of kids, it is so fantastic. I love this for them. And so I'm not sure how long we're going to be here, because like I told you guys, it depends on my husband's job. But while we're here, we are going to enjoy every moment of it. We're in Chicago and it's cold. Oh, nice. Nice. How cold is it out there in Chicago? I'm trying to think if we've been to Chicago. I don't think I've been to Chicago. So our goal is to do like, so we like doing road trips, and our goal is to cover
the whole thing. The whole enchilada.
Our goal is to cover all 50 states, and I want to say we've been to like 32 or 34 of the states.
Mom, I think we did go to Chicago.
I don't think so.
When we went to Florida that one time.
No. That's a whole nother direction, Mama.
Oh.
No. And maybe you're thinking about going up when we went to New York, but no, we didn't go to Chicago. Oh my gosh, she said today it's 24 degrees. Okay. Wow, that's freezing. I don't know if you know, but here in Texas, we had snow. Like, was that 2 weeks ago? We literally had snow here, and it was cold. It was in the 20s and 30s. I posted some pictures of that. I might even made a video of that day of it snowing out here. It was freezing. They had to shut off all the water here at our RV resort so that our pipes wouldn't burst. So I totally get it. That is super cold. Hopefully, you guys are playing like some games indoors or something like that. Usually there's this book, oh my goodness, what is the name of this book? It's a book from the library, and it has like thousands of games you can play indoors. I've posted it before, like maybe a year ago, but a book like that will come in handy, and it'll keep your kids entertained all day. Trust me on that one. I've been down the coast for years and have only been to a couple of that. I'm so glad you're getting to enjoy that. Yes, yes. And so I kind of feel like if you're looking at the United States, we've kind of went around like this to all of the popular states, like starting like California, all the way around to Florida, up to New York. But then everything in that middle section we haven't hit yet. And I'm just like, I don't know. I guess those are just like not the popular states to travel to. So what I want to do is kind of like plan different learning activities in each state and then do a road trip. I want to do one this year, but we have so much planned this year. Like I told you guys, next month in March, we have Ava's 5th grade graduation party, and then we're going to be going to Vegas for over a week, and then we're going to Japan in October. We're going to Japan in October. We'll be there for 3 weeks. And then I have a trip to Central America. I'm gonna go to Belize in November for 1 week. And then me and my husband have our wedding anniversary in May. And I'm trying to convince him to go on a cruise. And he was saying like, he doesn't care if that's what I wanna do. He's down for that. But then he's kind of back and forth about it at the same time. So I don't know what we're gonna do for anniversary, but this year is going to be my 15-year anniversary, my 17th year of being with my husband. And I've literally been with him my entire adult life. I literally met my husband, I want to say 4 months after my 18th birthday, and I've been with him ever since. Let's see. You'll love it. Come on, girl. We'll love to hang out. Oh yeah, like, okay. Escaping to Texas. You know what? Be careful escaping to Texas, because Texas be having some bipolar weather. Like some days it'll be hot, it'll be raining, then out of nowhere you get a wind. It's cold. Like the weather here is kind of crazy.
One day it's above 90 degrees, and the next day it's below 20.
Yeah, and it's no joke. Like the weather here can be really all over the place, and I feel like that's why a lot of people be like, I'm not moving to Texas because of the weather. And I'm like, I get it. Like sometimes right before the summer hit, I'd be looking at my husband and be like, let's try going to a different state, because I don't know if I could take another brutal summer, because these summers are no joke. I was born and raised in California, and so I was used to just basically perfect weather year round. It never got too hot, too cold, and we never had storms like here in Texas, like thunder. I didn't really hear no real thunderstorm until I moved to Texas and almost had a heart attack. Like it's different here. The weather is totally different.
I was born.
Wait, hold on. Stop shaking the table, because then I can't, my eyes can't focus. Add it to your list. Oh my. Youngstown is only 40 minutes from me. Okay. Yeah. So what are you guys planning on doing today? Comment, let me know. What do you guys have planned for your homeschoolers? Usually at the beginning of the month, I don't even know if we're going to consider this the beginning of the month. Well, yeah, because it ain't the middle yet, but usually in the beginning of the month, a lot of museums and stuff, they'll museums, zoos, and like little community type centers, they'll have a lot of like free days where you can take your kids there and you can enjoy everything on certain days totally free. So that is also something I incorporate. A lot of people be like, how do you off to the library? Ooh, nice. I love the libraries. Like, so usually when we go to the libraries, I rent like a private room for me and my kids, and that way, excuse me, that way they could focus on what they're learning, and then it's quiet, it's peaceful, because sometimes in the little kid center at the library, people be having their kids run up and down, and then my kids get distracted. I'm like, okay, I'm getting nowhere fast. So instead, I always like rent out a room for them to homeschool and study and everything like that. Then afterwards, then they can go and play and pick books and everything like that. But yeah, absolutely love the library. I was saying something totally different, but I guess I told you guys I get sidetracked so easily. It is not funny.
I think it is kind of
Sounds
funny.
like maybe we'll do that. We have no. Okay, and it's fine. Like, honestly, it's fine to not even have a plan. Like, I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing today. I'm kind of just going with the flow of things. Like, I have a rough idea of what we're doing, but it's nothing strict. Like, I'm not one of those like strict homeschool families or parents, mom, whatever, where we have to like stick to this, you know, really strict schedule. That I'm not strict on myself like that. I can't be strict with my kids like that, to be honest. So it's totally fine if you don't have something planned. Like, you literally, sometimes what I do is I'll use Facebook, is it not Marketplace, but I guess the Facebook search engine, or Google, and I'll type in like events near me, and that's how I get some of our field trip ideas. But if you've never heard about Kids Out and About, that's one of my favorite websites, because they'll literally have a list of different things happening every single day of the month, and you can just go there, pick something, and go enjoy that as a field trip. And we have done so many things off of Kids Out and About website. We usually have control. Yeah, so do you homeschool year round? Because so I homeschool year round, and the reason why I do that is because I'm like, if they're not learning today, what are they doing? Like, I feel like they should be learning something every day. But then we travel a lot, and then there's some days where we're just like, my kids wake up and be like, Mom, I'm just not in the mood, not today. And I'm like, because we do it year round, we can take those days off, we can travel as much as we want and never fall behind. It's never an issue. And so I love that flexibility about homeschooling, where it's kind of like, hey, if today, Monday is your day off, it's your day off. And there's some homeschool families that I've came across where they only homeschool Tuesday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, and they make it a 4-day week, and then they'll homeschool like 2 hours a day and knock it out that way. So not everybody even homeschools Monday through Friday. And so, like I said, I kind of got like a rough schedule of how I do it, but there's nothing concrete. Like, if I pull up my phone and I find a field trip activity that I want to do, I'm gonna go do it. And then later on, like, so my daughter Abby, my 9-year-old, she has dyslexia, right? And so she has a reading program that she does every day. So even if I decide to go do a field trip when we get home at some point today, we'll still do the reading program. It just may not be, you know, at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., whatever, you know. But I just make sure we get the important things done every single day, and then throw in whatever else works. And I love that, because you can kind of just go with the flow of your family. And last night, my daughter Ava, she was saying how her stomach was hurting so bad. She felt like it was cramping. She's 11 and she's growing, if you know what I mean. And so I was so nervous, because I thought it was going to be that time of month for her. And I'm like, I'm not even prepared. I'm not prepared. I don't even know where to begin with that, because I don't think I was late bloomer. I was 13 when I started, and I think when I was growing up, 13, I'm 35 now, but when I was growing up, I think 13 was like the normal age. But people are saying kids are starting as young as 8. And to me, that's so foreign. I'm like, 8? Like, what? I couldn't even imagine. And so I thought that was possibly happening. And I was like, you know, we got to really get prepared, because our kids are like growing and developing at a different speed than we were. This word. Okay. Yeah, and I feel like so I don't know if you were following me last summer, but last summer my kids did like the fire academy, they did the financial academy, and then so this year, and that's besides traveling, but this year I was like, I want to get them into a few different other like added academies to the ones they did last year, because they're going back to the fire academy and the financial academy. The financial academy we do through our credit union. They put it on for us every year, and it's a week-long academy where they teach your kids financial literacy skills. And so I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this every single year. And as they get older, they basically teach them more advanced stuff. And so with the fire academy, they get to go to the fire station. They have like a whole classroom set up for the week, and they teach them everything from first aid to CPR to what are some of the other stuff you learn? I'm trying to think right now. In the fire,
how to put out a fire.
Oh, okay, I forgot about that.
Didn't use a real one, don't worry.
Is there something else you remember from the fire academy, Abby?
On Thursday and Friday, they're like slim days.
And you could just put the little hose wherever you want. It almost got wet.
Okay. So yeah, so they're gonna definitely do that. This summer though, I want to have, so Abby, she loves art. She does art every day throughout the day. So I want to have her into an art academy.
Wait, what?
Yes, and then
Is Ava coming?
no, I don't think Ava needs to go to art academy. I want to put Ava into something real like sporty, something where she can like burn out all her energy. Maybe pickleball would be a good idea. I'm not sure. Says my daughter is 11. Oh my goodness, girl! Wait, has it happened for your daughter yet? She has an 11-year-old daughter also. Has it happened for your daughter yet? Let me know, because I'm nervous. My husband last night was like, "Do I need to run to the store and like go get some stuff?" And I was like, "Hello, how are you?" I'm good. I'm still waiting for those wings from last night. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yo, it's all good. Right. All right, next time. Let's see. No, she hasn't started yet, but the cramping issue is happening frequently. Oh my goodness, girl, I wonder if it's like, is that the new normal? See, that's what I don't know. Like, I don't know what the new normal is for that, because like I said, for me, it was 13. And some girls I know even later, 14, back in my day. Like I said, I'm 35. Now, like I said, as young as 8, like when we go to the doctor and they check them, they ask that question, and they even asked it about Abby, who's 9. I'm like, like, are you being serious? And they're like, yeah, it's really like, it's a thing. And I'm like, wow. So, but yeah, I mean, at least she hasn't started yet. She said her 11-year-old is cramping too.
Okay.
Yeah, so look, I'm gonna be wishing you the best, girl. I'm going to be wishing you the best, because oh my goodness, it's a lot. And I mean, so okay, so when I started my period at 13, my mom sat me down to tell me the birds and the bees story. And literally, you're talking about me being like an innocent-minded child. I don't know anything about anything. Her whole talk to me was, you have your period now you can't get pregnant. The end. When I say there are so many holes in this, so many holes, like, she left basically everything else out. That's all she chose to tell me. And so the good thing about it was that I'm one of 6, so I had siblings that were able to answer my questions. But when it came to my mom answering questions, I was just like, oh my goodness. But my mom she's turning 67 this year, right? So she's old school, and these are the topics you don't talk about, you know, a little bit too taboo, whatever. And so it's weird to me, because I'm like, how do you have 6 kids? Your sister has 5, and nobody wants to talk about the topic of how, you know, what's really happening. And I'm sorry, I have like talking around it because I know there's like certain words you can't say on here, but like, yeah. So with my daughters, I've had conversations with them since I felt like they were old enough to understand. You're talking maybe 4 years old, because what I don't want, or what I didn't want, was for anybody else to be their first teacher in something so serious that I didn't want them to ever be misinformed. So I took it upon myself at a very young age to talk to them and like really teach them so they kind of understand what's going on, and even, you know, teaching them about the body, and, you know, it's gonna come, how it's gonna look, what we're gonna do. I guess she's kind of excited because we will have like a period party, so I guess like a mini celebration, because once you start, y'all know it's every single month from that point forward. So I think she deserves a party for that. Let's see. But talking with other moms just seemed to be more normal than... Really? Wow. Okay, well, I mean, that's good information. I'm glad you told me that. I didn't even realize that it's normal, I guess, now for an 11-year-old to be going through that. And I'm like, now I'm kind of anxious, low-key, because I'm feeling like, when is it gonna start? And I don't want it to just kind of come out of nowhere. I'm hoping that like at least we're home and, you know, we can deal with it there, and not like we're in the middle of somewhere and it happens out of nowhere and now we have to go rush to figure it out. But what I think I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start letting her carry some pads in her purse and an extra pair of panties for just in case it happens. No matter where we are, we're ready. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm happy I'm kind of having this back and forth with you, because it's helping me to kind of like be forward thinking about it. About this in our house too. I made her a kit last year to keep. Oh my goodness, you're saying the same thing I'm saying. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then how do you feel about like Motrin or Midol for the pain? Because I feel like I'm going back and forth on it in my head. I'm not one of those people that take pills ever, and really no matter the situation. Like both my kids, I had them via C-section, and once I left the hospital with Abby, I had nothing, like no painkillers. My stomach was obviously cut wide open, no painkillers at all. I just toughed it out. With Ava, I went home and I took, she's my oldest daughter, I went home and I took one pill, and I had such a vivid dream. I jumped out of my sleep and I was like, this stuff is way too strong for me. I'm never taking this again, and I never did. So I'm not really
What does vivid mean?
like, if the dream feels so alive and so real.
Isn't that all dreams?
No, those it's on a different level. Like I don't even know how to explain it, but it's on a different level. Yeah, and so I've never been a pill person, like not even Tylenol. I always feel like, whatever it is, it'll pass, like no big deal. And so with the way she's been saying she's cramping, I'm like, man, I wonder if I'm gonna have to give her like Motrin. And as an 11-year-old, is that even good for her? You know what I mean? Because now it's kind of like everything we consume, there's so many different side effects, and so it's hard to even know like, is this something I want to do? Because like growing up, my mom, you know, if I was in pain, she'd be like, okay, take a Tylenol or take whatever, and it was no big deal. But then as I got older, I'm like, I'm good on all this stuff. Oh, a heating pad. You know what? So I have one. I don't have the kind that like you'll put in the microwave that have like beans or something in there. I have the electric kind, but I don't know if that's like appropriate for a kid, you know? So I might have to get one of those more natural heating pads that I can like just heat up really quick and then put on her. That's a fantastic idea, Homeschool Mama. I really appreciate that gem right there. That's a fantastic idea. But anywho, I thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate you guys' love. I'm telling them bye right now, so if you want to say bye, go ahead and say bye.
Bye.
Where's Abby? Oh, she's way back there. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys' love and support. I love that we had this time to go ahead and chat, but I'm gonna get into the house. We're gonna start breakfast. We're gonna start these chores. We're gonna get this day going. I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of the day. And I thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you so much for all the information, Homeschool Mama, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.
Bye. Wait, you can't end it without me.
We'll say bye.
Bye-bye.